Hello, my friends. We are back with another book. Yeah. Can we say hey? Yeah. Oh, nothing. He grunts all the time. Hello, I am back with another book. I told you yesterday that I got all of my pig books, my different versions of Three Little Pigs. From the school, and so I have one of them for you today. It's a very interesting version, so we're gonna read a few of those this week. Happy Tuesday. I don't know when you're gonna be watching this, but happy Tuesday. Just want to say hello, Jonathan. Y'all, he sent me a video of him telling me good morning today, and it was the sweetest thing. So, hey, Jonathan, I miss you. So, let's get into our book. This is a kind of long book, so we're not going to sing our song today, okay? It is a little bit of a long book, but I love this version of it, okay? So sometimes people take a story, like the Three Little Pigs, and they like to rewrite it and make it their own. So they use like the same concept, the same ideas, maybe the same storyline, but they change it in some kind of way. And so today we're going to read one where it's based on the Three Little Pigs, but the author and illustrator changed it and made it their own. But it's still kind of similar. So we're going to read some of my favorite ones that are based on the Three Little Pigs, okay? So this one today is called The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. So instead of Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf, it's the Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. So we'll see how this goes on. It's by Eugene Trivizas and Helen Oxenbury. The Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig. What are those wolves doing on the front? Looks like they're eating. Maybe they're taking a break. So here's the title page. It's got a beaver on the front, on there. Here we go. Once upon a time, there were 3 cuddly little wolves with soft fur and fluffy tails who lived with their mother. The first was black, the second was gray, and the third was white. One day the mother called to the 3 little wolves around her and said, "My children, it is time for you to go out into the world. Go and build a house for yourselves, but beware of the big bad pig." "Don't worry, Mother. We will watch out for him," said the 3 little wolves, and they set off. So that's their mama in the bed. So they're going to make their own houses. Let's see what they make them out of. Soon they met a kangaroo who was pushing a wheelbarrow full of red and yellow bricks. "Please, will you give us some of your bricks?" asked the 3 little wolves. "Certainly," said the kangaroo, and she gave them lots of red and yellow bricks. So the 3 little wolves built themselves a house of bricks. There's kangaroo. There's them building a house of bricks. Now, in the original 3 Little Pigs, the last pig builds a house of bricks. But in this version, all 3 wolves are building a house of bricks first. It's odd. So I want you to think about how it's different from the original 3 Little Pigs. So in the original 3 Little Pigs, they built a house of straw, sticks, and bricks. Okay? So think about how that's different than what they're building here. The very next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of bricks that the little wolves had built. The 3 little wolves were playing croquet in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house and locked the door. So there's the big bad pig. He looks mean, doesn't he? I don't think I want to pet that pig. Y'all know I love pigs, but I don't think I want to pet him. That's the game of croquet. So they have these little hoops and some balls, and they have to try to hit them through the little hoops. The pig knocked on the door and grunted, little wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the 3 little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in. Not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, but the house did not fall down. So he's outside the window. They're in the house scared. Look at him blowing. Hey, you couldn't blow the house down. Here we go. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He went and fetched his sledgehammer, and he knocked the house down. The 3 little wolves only just managed to escape before the bricks crumbled, and they were very frightened indeed. He's not a very nice pig. Look at him taking a hammer and just knocking their house down. He's rude. "We shall have to build a stronger house," they said. Just then, they saw a beaver who was mixing concrete in a concrete mixer. "Please, will you give us some of your concrete?" asked the 3 little wolves. So there's the beaver. That's why there was a beaver on the title page. "Certainly," said the beaver, and he gave them buckets and buckets full of messy, slurry concrete. So the 3 little wolves built themselves a house of concrete. There they are building. So concrete is kind of like what sidewalks are made of, and then like a cinder block, which is kind of like what the school's made of. You know how in the classroom it's got those big squares on the wall, big rectangles on the walls? That's what concrete or cement is. No sooner had they finished than the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of concrete that the little wolves had built. They were playing battledore and shuttlecock in the garden, and when they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside their house and shut the door. The pig rang the bell and said, "Little frightened wolves, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the 3 little wolves. "By the hair on our chinny chin chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed. Did the house fall down? If you blow on concrete, will it fall down? But the house did not fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. And he went and fetched his pneumatic drill and smashed the house down. The 3 little wolves managed to escape, but their chins were trembling and trembling and trembling. So he's got kind of like a jackhammer. They call it a pneumatic hammer. And he's just tearing their house down. He is so rude. "We shall build an even stronger house," they said, because they were very determined. Just then they saw a truck coming along the road carrying barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. "Please, will you give us some of your barbed wire, a few iron bars and armor plates, and some heavy metal padlocks?" they said to the rhinoceros who were driving the truck. "Sure," said the rhinoceros. and he gave them plenty of barbed wire, iron bars, armor plates, and heavy metal padlocks. He also gave them some plexiglass and some reinforced steel chains, because he was a generous and kind-hearted rhinoceros. So the three little wolves built themselves an extremely strong house. It was the strongest, securest house one could possibly imagine. They felt safe. Y'all notice I said rhinoceros real funny there? The next day, the big bad pig came prowling along the road as usual. The three little wolves were playing hopscotch in the garden. When they saw the big bad pig coming, they ran inside the house, bolted the door, and locked all the 37 padlocks. The pig dialed the video entrance phone and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china pot. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down," said the pig. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he puffed, and he huffed. But the house did not fall down. But the pig wasn't called big and bad for nothing. He brought some dynamite, laid it against the house, lit the fuse, and look, he's trying to climb the barbed wires, got him hooked though, and there he is on the video caller. Do you think that he blew the house up? I think he blew the house up. Dynamite is very powerful, and it will make stuff blow up. The house blew up. The three little wolves just managed to escape with their fluffy tails scorched. Scorched means a little bit burnt. So there's a pig hiding way down here, and the wolves are over here running. Look at that big explosion. "Something must be wrong with our building materials," they said. "We have to try something different." "But what?" At that moment, they saw a flamingo coming along, pushing a wheelbarrow full of flowers. "Please, will you give us some flowers?" asked the little wolves. "With pleasure," said the flamingo, and he gave them lots of flowers. So the three little wolves built themselves a house of flowers. I don't think that's going to hold up very well against that pig. I mean, you could blow a flower over real easy. You got some pretty sunflowers for a roof there. One wall was of marigolds, one of daffodils. Those are my favorites. One of pink roses, and one of cherry blossoms. The ceiling was made of sunflowers, and the floor was a carpet of daisies. They had water lilies in their bathtub and buttercups in their refrigerator. It was a rather fragile house, and it swayed with the wind, but it was very beautiful. Next day, the big bad pig came prowling down the road and saw the house of flowers that the three little wolves had built. He rang the blue bell at the door and said, "Little frightened wolves with the trembling chins and the scorched tails, let me come in." "No, no, no," said the three little wolves. "By the hair on our chins, we will not let you in, not for all the tea leaves in our china teapot." "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the big bad pig. Look at you taking a bath with water lilies. There's that china teapot they kept talking about. But as he took a deep breath, ready to huff and puff, he smelled the soft scent of flowers. It was fantastic. And because the scent was so lovely, the pig took another breath and then another. Instead of huffing and puffing, he began to sniff. He sniffed deeper and deeper until he was quite filled with the fragrant scent. His heart grew tender, and he realized how horrible he had been. Right then, he decided to become a big, good pig. He started to sing and dance the tarantula. Look at him. He's dancing. At first, the three little wolves were a bit worried. It might be a trick. But soon they realized that the pig had truly changed. So they came running out of the house. They started playing games with him. First they played ping pong and then piggy in the middle. And when they were all tired, they invited him into the house. Oh, I forgot to show you. Sorry, y'all. They offered him tea and strawberries and wolfberries and asked him to stay with them as long as he wanted. The pig accepted. They all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this version of the Three Little Pigs. I love that because I like how at the end the pig smelled all the flowers and was like, oh my goodness, I love it. I want to be your friend. So, tomorrow I have another version of Three Little Pigs. It's one of my favorite stories. I think I'm going to read you the Ninja Pigs tomorrow, okay? So, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.